Let's get started. Okay, everybody, welcome to DS530, Big Data and Data Management. So let's start with the course introduction. What is this course? This course discusses fundamental concepts of data management systems with emphasis on the relational database design and the usage of structured query language or SQL. So why do you want to learn SQL? Because database is the mainstream data management tool in current market. If it's not more than 90%, right? It could well be 90%, if not more. SQL is the one and only computer language used in relational database operations and has been increasingly used for non-relational database operations. SQL is the most sought after skill or keyword in computer skill category in job searching websites in the past 10 years. So that tells you how important it is and is frequently tested in job interviews, especially for data science and data engineering and data analytics students. So this course is a virtual learning course. No matter it's a remote learning with instructors last sessions during fixed times. So each session will consist of lectures and labs that must be completed and submitted on time. Then once you are done with the lecture on time, you will get the assignments that has to be completed and submitted on time. So this format will provide you with the flexibility of virtual learning and the discipline of instructor-led learning. What we used to have are those async classes where students arrange class on their own. But eventually, what we realize is that without a teacher setting a schedule, without teacher waiting in the classroom or in the Zoom room waiting to push you to go through certain content at a certain time, students actually lack the ability to manage through the required tasks on time and maintain active mind of learning. So that's why we have this session, which will be a combination of asynchronous and the synchronous method. You will have lectures at a given time constantly, once per week, requires active participation. It's not only Zoom attendance. You are not just showing up on Zoom and listen. I will be asking questions and sending messages to you, send chats to you, asking you questions or asking whether you have question or not. Then we have the lab, which are hands-on lab in class. You must click on the submit button. You cannot just start the lab and waiting there. You must finish the questions, click on the submit button. And you need to share your screen if I ask you to do so. So then we have assignment after each class. And of course, you need to finish those assignments on time. And for the teaching, week 6 and week 11 are exams. So week 6 will be a 2-hour midterm exam, followed by some review of the exam. And then week 11 will be a 3.5-hour final exam, which usually actually does not take that long, but I put it 3.5 hour anyway. And course is designed to have this learning circle, right? Starting with lecture, lab, for assignment, the midterm final. Labs are designed to get you familiar with questions in the assignment. All questions assignments are in lab, not exactly the same question, but same format, same content. Assignments are designed to get you familiar with questions and tests. All questions in midterm finals are from assignment. Again, this is not exactly the same question, but the same content, and the same format. So that's why I strongly encourage you to start working on lab assignment ASAP. You should, and this is mandatory, you have to complete before the day of next class. So that I can provide you feedback in class. So this is a class schedule. I'm not sure you can understand that at this point, but you will sort back here to see what we are going to teach in each class. Great. Okay. So we have participations, labs, and assignment. because as we said, we have 11 weeks, right? But week 6 and the week 11 are exams, and I'm pretty sure you guys will attend. And we don't have lab assignments for that 2 days. So there are 9 sessions. 9 sessions, each session have a participation, have a lecture, have a lab, and an assignment. And each of those is 2 points, which adds up to 18 points for participation, 18 points for lab, and 18 points for assignment. Then we have midterm, 30 points, and the final, 20 points. If you add those up, participation, lab, and assignments, it's a 54 points. But the total that will be counted into the final grade is only 50 points, which means you are allowed to miss 2 participations, labs, or assignments, right? That gives you 50 points maximum from all these 3, plus the 50 points in the midterm and the final exam. Late submission, multiple submission is allowed with proper written request. If you will be late, you need to send me an email before you will be before the deadline. You cannot just jump into Zoom chat and said, "Oh, I cannot be on time" or something like that, or send me an email later on. This is not acceptable. You have to send me proper written request via email before the deadline. You must show up at 6 p.m. and again, email me if you can make it. And you have to answer questions. Share your progress during lab if I ask you so. You will work on labs and assignment, finish that before next class, and take midterm and the final on time. Again, you have to give me written request with justified reasons for exceptions, and you have to participate, not just sitting in Zoom sessions. All course materials are posted on Blackboard. You will see that all the lecture PowerPoint slides, all the labs, assignments, lectures, and sample files, supporting files, all these are in Blackboard. If you have technical issue with Blackboard, you need to contact IT department for that. If the issue within the Blackboard stopping you from properly access lab or assignment or anything, you must send me email immediately. You cannot wait for 2 days and send me email saying that you have access issue with Blackboard. This is not acceptable. Okay. Textbook. I listed here a guide to SQL. Um, Currently, it's in 10th edition, but you can get the cheaper, older editions because SQL did not evolve that much in the past few years. We will have our own teaching schedule. You do not need this textbook. If you don't want to buy, you don't need to buy. This book can serve as a reference. It's a very concise and accurate description of SQL. So I would suggest you, if you want, if you can get older versions, it can serve as a reference to understand key concepts and syntax. But most importantly, I want you to use internet, and you should use Google, ChatGPT, and you see it right. I allowed you to use ChatGPT. The way I look at it, this class is a data engineering class. And we are not afraid of new technology. We are not afraid of artificial intelligence. We will learn how to handle that, and we will learn how to utilize that and control it, right? So, and after all, you learn this. SQL is a very practical skill. You learn this so that in the future you will use them at your work. In your work, you will use all means, Google, ChatGPT, whatever it is, to get your job done. And your boss will not care how you get the answer, right? And if your boss does not care, I as a teacher should not care either, right? So use ChatGPT, use Google, use whatever you want to answer all the questions. If you need any additional help, send me email. Feel free to let me know if you need help. If you need to have a discussion with me, send me an email with 3 to 4 time slots that we can have a Zoom session. What happened before is a student will send me an email and saying, "Professor, can you have can we have a session at this point, at this time? And unfortunately, I don't have time. Then I send back a message and how about another time slot? And he or she sent another time slot and back and forth, right? So it's easiest if you can give me 3 to 4 time slots, and I will pick up one and set up a Zoom session.